Obviously I'm wearing the same outfit. I'm recording this in the same day. I want to talk about some of my favorite books. Sorry, it was a little aggressive. Yeah, I want to talk about some of my favorite books. I'm sitting in front of my bookshelf right now. I've got two different bookshelves, one in my bedroom and one in the common area, like the living room. But I've got all the books that I've read recently in this bookshelf in here. And then like there's like some makeup and stuff like that. So it's not a lot. But I'm going to talk about my favorite books. It's going to be this is going to be a long video just because I do have a lot of favorite books and I have a lot of thoughts on these books. So, and then there are some of them that I don't remember very much because it was a while that I read them, but they're still on the list. So, I'm not going to go in any particular order. I'm literally just going to go in the order that they're on the shelf, which is in no particular order. There is some manga in here, but if you guys want to know about my manga recommendations, that is a whole different video. So I'm not going to talk about manga in here that much because like there's too many to talk about, and I have there's two shelves full of manga in the other room. So we're not going to do manga today. Let's see. I'm going to start with The Orchard by Christina Gorcheva Newberry. Most of these are going to be novels or novelettes. I just love a good short story. Or not short story, but like a short novel. I don't read that many books. I don't think I've ever read a book series, actually. Or at least I've never read like a book series knowing it was a book series until like I've got to the second book, and then I'm like, oh, this is a connection from the first one, you know. Like I don't read book series very often, that is something that I will be shamed for, and I deserve it. So yeah, The Orchard, it takes place in Russia. I think it's Russia. Yes, USSR in the 1980s. Best friends Anya and Milka try to envision a freeful and joyful future for themselves. They spend their summers at Anya's family dacha just outside of Moscow, lazing in the apple orchard, listening to Queen songs and fantasizing about trips abroad and the lives of American teenagers. Very good book. I actually do remember, like, I have a terrible memory. So, I'm pretty sure I bought this in Chautauqua County in New York at somewhere famous. I don't remember, but it was like I just saw it and I was like, it's speaking to me, and it turned out to be really, really good. So definitely a good read. All of these books I recommend that I'm gonna talk about, and not all of them, just so we're clear, there's gonna be a lot of books that I'm recommending you to read, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I am okay with the subjects talked about, you know? So like I want to get it clear, like don't be commenting like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you like this book, blah 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 blah. Like I want to read from everybody, you know? So just to get that out of the way, there's gonna be a wide range of stories. Most of it is fiction. Some of it is non-fiction, or like biographies. Not biographies, but like stories that did happen, you know, non-fiction. I'm gonna be speaking very candidly. Guys, I love literature and I love studying, but I am not articulate, especially when it comes to speaking. I do struggle with that. So if you feel like there was a way I could have worded something better, or you struggled to understand an explanation, like, that's totally cool to comment. Like, I don't mind. I would honestly really appreciate it if you had like criticism for my reviews. I guess I'm gonna say this is a review of my favorite books. Yeah. not all of the books that are my favorite are on here. There's a couple missing because my favorite book of all time is The Sound of Waves by Yukio Mishima. I do not have that on this bookshelf. And Osamu Dazai's No Longer Human is not on this bookshelf. So there's a couple books missing from this collection. Crime and Punishment by Dostoevsky is not on this bookshelf. There's a couple books. The Dead House, Notes from a Dead House by Dostoevsky is missing. So there's a couple books missing from here. So don't be like, I can't believe you haven't read this. But honestly, I kind of would like it if you guys made those comments, because you might say something that I haven't read. So I do appreciate suggestions and stuff like that. The next book is going to be Graham Greene's Orient Express. Look at the art on this. You're telling me you don't want to read that? It's pretty good. It's very beautiful. They did the thing with the pages, again, that I really love, if you can tell, where the pages are uneven, but like even at the same time. Oh, you know what? You can see it really well when I do it like that. Okay, it's not focusing, but you get the point. This was a good read. The Orient Express, obviously. Let's see. I'm pretty sure. What happens to these strangers as they put on and take off their masks of identity and passion, all the while confessing, prevaricating, and reaching out to one another in the voracious air of the onrushing train, makes for one of Graham Greene's most exciting and suspenseful stories. They're gonna have a way better way of describing things than I am. I did read this a long time ago. I don't remember a lot of it. I just remember really enjoying the characters. So yeah. There are some books that are non-fiction books that I feel like there's not really a point in talking about, because they're just very like standard, like you get what you see, solid good read. I enjoyed it, and then I don't have anything else to say about it. But I'm gonna mention them anyways, so that you guys know what I'm into, I guess. Floriography by Sally Coulthard. It's a very good book. It's literally just like each page is a flower. Here, we'll do Lily of the Valley because everyone loves Lily of the Valley. It gives like a short, it's got a beautiful art piece on one page, and then a short little like blurb that where Lily of the Valley shows up in literature, and then like a little thing about it historically or meaning wise. Like here's Jasmine. They're all very beautiful. This art at Periwinkle, this artist did a fantastic job. Clover, just a very beautiful book, very informative. I loved it. Not much else to say. And then it's kind of hard to get this one out actually because it's tightly in there. Caractéristiques du style. It's just about architecture and certain, it is in French, so there's a lot of technical language that I didn't know, but I would love to read this again. It's by Flammarion, I believe. So it's a collection of information about certain architecture. There's paintings in here too. It's mostly architecture though. Yeah. Really good for art references because there's a lot of images. Really good for art references. That's why I have this book. I literally picked it up at like a thrift store and I was like, this seems fire. And it is. The next one, I know y'all know this author. Izumi Suzuki, I love her. I love her. She is a fire author. I don't need to say anything. Terminal Boredom. It was great. I loved it. Like, she's got this, like, subtle world building where she doesn't have to put a lot of details or descriptive things, but you're still, like, invested. Like, what's the history in this world? Like, what's the... Like, you want more information. You have more questions. This is a very good book. I loved it. On the inside cover, it's got one of those nice covers. Ooh, look at that. I don't think I noticed that before. Isn't that beautiful? But on the inside flap, it says Izumi Suzuki. She was born 1949, passed away 1986, was a countercultural icon and a pioneer of Japanese science fiction. It is science fiction, which normally I'm a hater, but like, Izumi Suzuki is getting me into science fiction, and I have a lot of science fiction books on my to-read list. So y'all might catch me being a science fiction B-word. The next one, don't judge me for this. Haruki Murakami. I know that we struggle with the way that he writes women. I know. But I do love Kafka on the Shore. I think it's good. Don't hate on me. I understand where you guys are coming from. That he does not write women in a... He writes women very misogynistically. I understand. I'm not disagreeing. And honestly, I'd have to read more work to give a more insightful perspective on that, because I have not read a lot of his work. I still like it though. I still like Kafka on the Shore. I don't know how I feel about the author in general, Haruki Murakami, but I do like this book. I'm sorry. It's kind of a thick one. I know that I'm saying that and you're gonna be like, that's fucking small. That is not a thick book. There's so light. But it's thick for me. I do not read big books. I love a tiny novel. Yeah. Tokyo Ghoul Volume 7 is my favorite volume. Yes, it's the torture scene. Don't judge me. I just think it's good. And it's also one of my favorite cover arts. Moving on. Also, don't hate on me. I don't annotate my books. I can't do that. I don't have the brain cells for that. I do want to start taking notes on my books, but I don't annotate. I don't have a good excuse for that one either. So, if you want to hate on me for that, you are valid. The Pocket Rumi. I love Rumi. I struggle with poetry. So, honestly, this was lovely and insightful and really opens you up to be like, okay, maybe poetry is for me. Especially because if you struggle with Western poetry, Rumi is such a great person to start with. He's great. He's very romantic. He's Sufi. He's Persian. He is considered to be one of the most widely read poets in the world today. He passed away in 1273. And for good reason. Not to passing away. Being one of the most read poets. Goodness. That's what I meant. For good reason. He is widely read. Excuse me. The next book is a classic, Dracula by Bram Stoker. Stoker? Yeah, Stoker. Just a solid read. My brother is actually reading this right now, and that makes me feel so connected to him. It's like, oh my gosh, we could talk about it. you know, like, makes me feel very connected to him. Niklas. I'm gonna edit that out. No, I shouldn't say his name. The next book is The Wave. This is a solid classic book. It's based on an incident that took place in a high school history class in Palo Alto, California in 1969. So it is based off of a true story. Pretty good. Nothing like super insightful, but just definitely like something to learn. Like, or remember more specifically. And speaking of things to remember, Night by Elie Wiesel. Most of you probably read this in high school. If you went to high school in the States, I think that's when I was first introduced to this book. And it was one of the first books and the last books that I actually had for school and actually read, because I hated reading books for assignment. It took all the fun out of it. But this book is fantastic. It's very hard to digest because of the content. It's very intense, especially when you know that it's true, that it's a memoir of sorts. So that is definitely something to take into account before you read this. It's very short. I very much enjoyed it. This is a translation by Marion Wiesel. Wiesel is the same last name, so I'm assuming that's his wife. A slim volume of terrifying power, says the New York Times. It's good. Ooh, I'm excited about this book. I don't actually have a lot to say on it. I just like really want to recommend it to people, especially if you're trying to get into writing. It is The Art of Death, Writing the Final Story by Edwidge Danticat. Oh, I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. The editor is Charles Baxter. It's the Art of series. Sorry, I was reading the blurbs. Very good. She just breaks it down very simply for you and tells different stories. It's just a solid good book if you're trying to get into writing, especially writing mortality. This one, oh my gosh. I don't know if this is an underrated book or if it counts as an underrated book. It's by Rachel Safer. It's called The Dark Room. It was shortlisted for the Nobel Prize, for the Booker Prize, excuse me. Elie Wiesel was the Nobel Prize. The Booker Prize in 2001. I'm pretty sure it's 3 different stories. No. It's not 3 different stories. It might be 2. I'm struggling to remember because it was a while that I read it, but I do remember it was more than 1 story. Oh, this was her first novel. I did not know that. Rachel Seyfarth's first novel. I just remember like being very like invested and impressed by the writing. Like, it gets you into the story. Yeah. And then this next book is kind of a younger audience read. It's got very big text. So it is a quick read. It is very fast. It's about 191 pages, something like that. It's called Lost in the Labyrinth by Patrice Kindle. And I liked it a lot. It's a good story. Kindle fleshes out the Minotaur myth's bare bones and brings it to life. It's about the Minotaur. Kind of a good different take on it. I haven't read a lot of that story's work, so I don't know if it's actually a different take, so I'm sorry if this sounds uneducated. It was a good read. I just enjoyed it. It's definitely younger audience, not very challenging, but overall like approachable. So I liked it. And then, ooh, snap, Hijabi's in the room. Read this book. It's called Veil. It's by Rafia Zakaria. It is good. It is part of the Object Lessons series. An intellectually bracing, beautifully written exploration of an item of clothing, all too freighted with meaning. That's the back. I'm pretty sure I got this in Buffalo. It's a really good read. I can't even begin to tell you everything it's about. It's about the hijab, obviously. It's about the veil. You don't have to be Muslim to read it. You don't have to be a hijabi to read it. It's a good read. It is very informative. Read it. Ooh, I finished this recently, actually. It is called Invisible Cities by Italo Calvino. Just a straight good read. Mystifying, almost. In a garden sit the aged Kublai Khan and the young Marco Polo, Tartar emperor and Venetian traveler. They are yapping in this book. It is so good. I'm not gonna spoil, but there's a lot of like descriptive imagery of different cities that Marco Polo has supposedly been to. That is kind of for you to figure out at the end. Like, is he BSing this whole thing? Like, what's real, what's not real? Like, is he making this up? It's very interesting. Very good read, very descriptive, solid for a book this size. I loved it. And then everyone and their mother knows this book and this author because he has blown up on Pinterest. Albert Camus, The Stranger. Y'all know this book, I don't have to tell you. But if you haven't heard of it, Albert Camus is an absurdist philosopher. He's Algerian, but his parents are French and Spanish. So that's a complicated history already. Lots of people, ooh, I could talk about Albert Camus for a second, but I'm not going to. That's a whole other video. I would love to argue with people online about Albert Camus. Not argue, but like, I just want to hear what other people have to say. So, honestly, me too, when the sun is hot, I'd be doing that. I'm not gonna spoil, but I'd be doing that. It's a good book. I can't say anything else without spoiling it. And then this is also really popular lately, but I didn't actually get to read it until recently. It's another Osamu Dazai, because I love him. It's called Schoolgirl. Beautiful cover, very, very short. It is just about 103 pages. This is about the size that I'm aiming for my my novel to be. It's translated by Allison Markin Powell. It's a good book. Read it. But yeah, this is about the size that I want my novella to be. And then the Barnes and Noble classic version of The Art of War by Sun Tzu. Sun Tzu. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. Everyone should read The Art of War. It's good. It's very insightful. You don't have to agree with everything that's in it, but you should read it just to get into that mindset of Sun Tzu. Yeah, it's very good. It's very good. And then classic Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Robert Louis Stevenson. I don't have that much to say about this one. It's just it's a classic. It's good. Read it. That's actually what I have to say about the next book, Siddhartha. Hermann Hesse. I'm not sure. His most famous novel. So, I am obviously not Buddhist. Okay. So, I can't give a lot of commentary on this because it's coming from an uneducated perspective. I liked this book, but I don't know how much of it is very, I don't know if it's considered disrespectful or not to Buddhists. Because it's written by what I'm assuming is a Western person, like a European. Hermann Hesse, that looks like a European name. I'm not positive, but I would have to do more research to know if this is a book that has good intentions. That's what I mean. I thought it was a good book, but I am not educated on the subject. So do with that what you will. I would honestly do more reading on the subject before reading the book so that you have more context. This book has got this series. I do read book series. They're just manga. I realized that. This series has like exploded recently, and for good reason. Blood on the Tracks. I love this series. She is terrifying, and I won't spoil. That's all I'm gonna say. She is horrifying. Easily most evil character. And that's that. Yeah, the art is fantastic. So, read that-ish. Oba-san by Joy Kogawa. Very family-oriented. Kind of reminds me of the Joy Luck Club, even though that's Chinese. This is Japanese, obviously. The New York Times said Oba-san is a very moving vision of an affront to democratic principles, a tour de force, a deeply felt novel, brilliantly poetic in its sensibility. Most ardently is what I would say. And then this is not a book that I have technically finished, but I've skimmed through it quite a bit. I haven't, I want to go in and take notes, but I haven't gotten to that yet. It is Newcomb's Wildflower Guide. Very good. Very insightful. It is nonfiction, obviously. It's just very informative. It's a wildflower guide. The title is astute. The classic field guide for quick identification of wildflowers, flowering shrubs, and vines. Lawrence Newcomb. I like it. It's very beautiful. The illustrations are very beautiful. This book, I don't know if y'all know about this, but y'all better hop on this train, because No No Boy by John Okada is very good. It is very good. It is very good. It basically is about during, right after the war, homie was in jail for 2 years because he said no to the draft. So he gets treated very differently. It is basically about his experience as a Japanese American right after that. How other Japanese Americans treat him who did serve in the war. It is such a good read. Y'all better give this the same hype that you give Albert Camus, that you give Osamu Dazai, because it deserves it. It is a very good book. Anyways, sorry for being aggressive, but y'all need it. Y'all need it. This book. Oh my gosh. I love this. I love this book. This Alec by William de Cunzio. Or Cunzio. I'm not sure. He's Italian. Italian? Yeah. It's inspired by Maurice. It presents the story of Alex Scooter, the gamekeeper with whom Maurice Hall falls in love with, in E.M. Forster's landmark novel. It is good. It's beautifully read. is beautifully written. It is queer, so I guess if you're a homophobe, you're not going to be interested in this. So, or I mean, I guess if you struggle with internalized homophobia, maybe put this on the shelf to be read later while you unpack that. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It's good. This book, the next book, has also recently blown up, and I am on the I liked it before it was popular train. It's one of my favorite books of all time. It's called Stoner by John Williams. Yeah, you probably heard about it. I love this book, and I love the ending. So I won't spoil, but the ending is very good and very, like, makes you rethink things and makes you like, oh snap, maybe I gotta be doing something, you know? It's a very good book, one of my favorites. Very beautifully written. It has gotten popular, but that doesn't mean it should stop you from reading it. Because who cares? Read what you want. And then, ooh, this is actually a comic that my best friend gave me. I do want to read the next in the series. Excuse me, the next in the series is called Witchy. It's very good. And it took a direction I was not at all expecting. And the art is beautiful. Like, I won't spoil it, but like, tell me that's not beautiful. Let me a scene in the beginning. It doesn't spoil too much. See, look how beautiful this artwork is. Look at how beautiful that is. You should read it. It's very good. And then, everyone's favorite, Blue Period. Read Blue Period. It inspires you. You will learn about art. It is very good. Read Blue Period. It's very good. I would not call it overhyped. And then the last books I'm going to talk about the ones that I, again, have skimmed through but haven't fully read from page to page, from end to end. This is what's left. Wildflowers. It's one of the Peterson Field Guides. Again, it's just got beautiful illustrations. It's a field guide. I love field guides. My previous partner turned me on to field guides, and I will thank them forever for that, because I was missing out. And then they actually got me this field guide. It's the National Audubon Society Field Guide to North American Wildflowers. Those are the authors. It's very good. It's very beautiful. And listen to this. Listen to this. It's got pictures that are color coded. Yeah. It's good. I use it for art all the time. I reference it all the time. Forever thanking them for that experience. Okay, the next two books. The last book is actually a book that I hate, but it is on my shelf to remind me that I hate it. And then the next, but I'll tell you that one last. The next two books are Islam-related books. I'm pretty sure I talked about this one, The Desired Muslim Generation, in a previous video. It is a good book, but it is kind of problematic when it talks about the Jewish population. And I'm not saying it's the kind that mixes up anti-Semitism with anti-Zionism, because those are two very different things. Anti-Semitism and anti-Zionism. This book actually does struggle with, or at least this author, Dr. Yusuf Al-Qaradawi, does struggle with anti-Semitism, in my opinion, based off of the language that they use when talking about Jewish people. Historically. They're talking about Jewish people historically, but the language they use, they could have used different language, is what I'm trying to say. Is what I'm trying to get at. I still think you should read it, but you should be aware of that before you do. The Key to Understanding Islam. Scientific book. There's pictures. Very good. Just backs up the Quran. The code. I don't know why I said it like that. Let me not be disrespectful. It backs it up scientifically. Very good if you're interested in the scientific aspect of Islam. It's very good. And then the book that y'all are gonna be mad about me hating. I was gonna say it last, but I think that would make y'all dislike the video. If you want to dislike the video, that's fine. Based off this. Is that bad? Is it that bad? Is it awful? No. Did I like it? No. Do I have very mixed feelings about F. Scott Fitzgerald? Yes. Y'all gonna hate me for this because it's a classic. Everybody loves The Great Gatsby. I feel like there was potential, but it falls flat. For me, it falls flat. And I don't want to think that I'm saying something controversial or like, oh my gosh, you're so different. Like, you're so different for thinking that. I don't think I'm that different. I know that some people did not like this book, but I know that a lot of people did like it. So if y'all want to argue in the comments about The Great Gatsby, please do it. I need the interaction. Yeah, so that if you guys want a separate video, me breaking down, I would have to reread it first. But if you want a separate video of me breaking down why I hate The Great Gatsby, then it shall be done. My favorite book, also by Yukio Mishima, my bestie. It's very small. Look at that, very small. It's just a solid good read. Very sweet, cute novella. It's not sweet and cute. It's very like, he's struggling, the main character, Rikyo. But it's good. I like it. It's a good read if you want. Very diverse for Yukio Mishima. He knows what he's doing. That's why he's my favorite author. That's the last one. Tell me what I should read next because my list is long. Oh, you know what else I don't have? I don't have Paradise Rot. I read that recently. Paradise Rot is really, 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 really good. But I lent it to my friend. It's very good. So, oh, and you know what I also don't have? The C Analog. The Analog Reviews. It's something like that. It's a book of essays by assorted authors. Very good. Also lent that to somebody. Yeah, so that's the video. If you guys want to talk about books more, please let me know. I love books. I don't read enough. So maybe this will encourage me to read more. I hope you guys made it to the end of the video. Thanks for listening. Bye.